Hello, my name is Jason, and I'm a teacher and a dad. And in the classroom, I like to be called Mr. Zavers, or Mr. Zed, or Mr. Z. And I would like to read some stories to you on this YouTube channel. I miss reading to my class, and I miss reading to my daughters. It seems now they're more interested in spending time watching YouTube videos and, well, just spending time on the internet. So I thought maybe I should just meet them at their own playground. So that's why I'm here. I would like to use this opportunity to share stories, to read aloud, and hopefully you will realize that it's nice to have somebody reading stories to you. And you'll ask your parents or your grandparents or your guardians to read to you more often. So just before I begin, I'd like to tell you a little more about myself. I guess I just mentioned that I have daughters, so I have two rad girls. And this was a picture about a month ago. I had to photobomb my own my own birthday picture at my own birthday party. My girls, they wanted just to have a photo shoot in the booth, and I said, hey, it's my birthday. I want balloons, and I want to be in the picture. So anyway, it was fun. And at some point you may see my prosthetic arm as I'm trying to hold up the book and flip the pages at the same time. So I will explain what happened. I was doing maintenance work under this machine, not the swather in the background, but the lawnmower and tractor unit. Excuse me. So I was underneath of the lawnmower, and the person I was working with started the tractor to lift the mower higher, and I was still underneath. I hadn't moved yet. So the power takeoff was still in gear, and to make a long story short, my arm stopped the first rotation of the blade. As the engine turned over, everything started spinning, and my arm, I was lying on my back holding the blades level, and the blade hit me in the back of the arm instead of giving me a decappuccino for breakfast that day. So it could have been a lot worse. I'm happy to be able just to walk away with just this type of injury. It could have been a lot worse. So let's begin with the story today. It's called The Tree. And wow, I saw a lot of trees that looked like this last night. I went for a run at twilight and became horribly lost when I took the wrong turn. I was wearing a headlamp, and I had a knife with me, and I had a bell with me, and it was still the most frightening experience I've ever had in my life. And my wife reminded me that running alone at night is not a good idea. Even though I was expecting to finish the run before it got too dark, that wrong turn took me down a horse trail and onto the other side of this small mountain. Wow, I felt like I just about called for a search party to come and find me, because I had no idea where I was. The trail stopped looking familiar, and I turned around and then reversed my tracks, and it still didn't look familiar. And then as I picked up the pace, the sound of my running startled some large dog-like creature in the woods only a few hundred feet from me, and it let out some yelping noises and took off running, and it sounded larger than a coyote. So I don't know if it was just a huge coyote or if it was a wolf, but either way I didn't want to meet it face to face. And I'm just thankful to have finally made it out of the trail system and back to my car. So the story I'm going to read to you has extra significance for me today. It's called The Tree, and it's written by Dana Lyons and illustrated by David Danioth, I believe is how you pronounce his last name. Danioth or Danioth? David Danioth. David Danioth. Anyway, great illustrations. Let's get started. Oh boy, this is tough to hold a book, even with my prosthetic, and turn the pages. The Tree. Maybe I should read the foreword. It's a very short story. It's a rhyming story. So, I think I will read the introduction, I guess, is what you could also call it. The foreword is written by Julia Butterfly Hill. My memories from the time of being a child are filled with playing in forests and climbing trees. During times when I was frustrated, sad, or angry, I remember always searching out trees because they would make me feel better. Now that I'm older, I have spent over 2 years living in the branches of an ancient redwood. I see how trees give us all so many special gifts. Not only do they share with us places to rest when our hearts, bodies, and spirits are tired and worn, but they also provide so many of our actual needs for survival. From clean air to breathe and water to drink, acting as nature's air conditioners, trees are great teachers of unconditional giving. Trees and our earth take such good care of us, and all they ask in return is that we do the same for them. This beautiful home we all live on wants to give to us forever. But if we don't take good care of it, and if we continue cutting down all the trees, eventually it will have nothing left to give us. Our earth needs everyone's help, young and old, boys and girls, all colors, shapes, sizes, and abilities. We all are important, and as Dr. Seuss tells us in the Lorax, unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. Things can get better, and they will, as each of us decides to become a caretaker of the trees, the earth, and each other. We are the ones. And that was really cool. It reminds me of something I saw on Instagram the other day. It said, if trees gave us free Wi-Fi, everyone would be trying to save them. But too bad they only give us oxygen that we need to breathe. That's kind of funny. Okay, it's going to be tough to read this upside down and backwards, so I'm going to try and read it as I hold the book. There's a river flowing near me, and I've watched that river change and grow. For 800 years I have lived here, through the wind, the fire, and the snow. I see salmon return every summer. And I watch young owls learning how to fly. I have felt the claws of the grizzly. And I've heard the lone wolf's cry. I have seen great glaciers melting, and I've met lightning eye to eye. But now I hear bulldozers coming, and I wonder, am I soon to die? Who will house the owl? And who will hold that river's shore? And who will take refuge in my shadow, if my shadow falls no more? But now I hear children running, circling my trunk, hands soft and strong. People holding on to my branches. People are holding on to my branches. So the wind may always carry my song. And that's the last page. Yeah. All right, I hope you enjoyed the story. The Tree. See you next time on Mr. Zed Reads. Talk to you later.